Imagine you enroll in a school where there are only animals, where the lion's ready to marry a deer like a cougar chasing Bambi. By mistake, Kazama's parents get him admitted to this school, where he's the only human and everyone else is an animal. Most importantly, Kazama actually hates animals a lot. On his first day, Kazama, very angry, goes to the cafeteria at lunch, but there is only grass or raw meat. In the end, he asks King Kong to be his personal grill daddy to roast the meat over the heat. After that, when Kazama looks for a place to sit in the cafeteria, he can't find a spot. Finally, he goes and sits next to a small wolf girl where a seat is free. As soon as she sees Kazama, the wolf girl tenses up, because wolves have an instinct to take things as a challenge or as food being stolen. Kazama turns his face to the side, which makes the girl relax a bit. To stop her staring and all that, Kazama gives her his meal. After eating it, the girl becomes happy and tells Kazama she will include him in her pack, and if he's that eager to join, she's even ready to make him the vice leader, basically a beta male with benefits. But Kazama completely ignores her and starts eating his food. Kazama knows this girl won't let him go that easily, so after finishing his meat, he throws the leftover bone far away, and the wolf girl runs after it like a dog, because chasing a bone is her kink. Suddenly, another human girl comes up to Kazama. He gets shocked as he never thought there'd be another human at this school. She says her name is Hitomi, she's human too, and she's happy to finally meet someone of her own species, since it's animals everywhere. Kazama also feels relieved, thinking maybe this school isn't so bad. Now he can spend time with Hitomi alone, without a third marking her territory. But just then, the wolf girl, named Ranka, comes back and yells at Hitomi that Kazama is her male. If Hitomi wants him, she'll have to fight with her for Kazama, basically a catfight foreplay about to start. But Hitomi doesn't want any fight and walks away. Ranka thinks this is her win, the alpha striking again as she chases off the rival female. But Kazama grabs her face and asks what exactly she was trying to pull. Ranka gets angry. She says she cannot leave the male of her pack to another female. Kazama tells her he never joined her pack and tells her to get lost. This hurts Ranka. He adds that there is no point in both of them being in one pack, since they are different species. She should go make friends of her own species. In the end, Ranka tells him she wants to build a pack where all species can join, and she herself will be the leader. Her idea of equality is simple. Everyone's equal under her pussy politics. No one will get any equality. Ranka reveals that when she was little, some bears cornered her. A human child came and saved her from those bears. She vows to create a united pack of all species where everyone stays happy, and saying this, she leaves. At night in his room, Kazama remembers, the boy who saved Ranka when she was little was actually him. In truth, the bears beat him badly and even made him faint. Afterward, Ranka licked his wounds, while poor Kazama screamed and cried for her to stop because it was more sandpaper pain than tongue play. The next day in class, he's fed up with the animals acting like beasts. Hitomi arrives and invites him to have lunch with her. They sit in the park, and she tells Kazama she wants to start a cooking club since the school food is for animals. He immediately agrees to join. Ranka shows up again, angry that Hitomi is eyeing her male. The whole scene looks like National Geographic mating rights. Kazama loses patience and tells Ranka to leave because Hitomi is part of his pack. Hitomi blushes, and Kazama realizes he just blurted nonsense. Ranka gets sad and walks away, and Kazama tells Hitomi there's no need to feel awkward. He was never in her pack. After that, when Kazama helps Hitomi gather stuff for the club room, they see Ranka. A zebra girl has made Ranka her servant and put a horse mask on her head. Ranka has no friends, so she begged that zebra girl to let her join the pack. Now Ranka works like a servant while the whole school laughs at her. She even tries to make horse sounds. Seeing this, Hitomi feels bad. Ranka suddenly stumbles because her bag is heavy. The zebra girl, acting like some colonial white lady handing out lessons, scolds her for dropping it. Hitomi speaks up that this is not okay. Ranka looks uneasy but says there is no need to start trouble. She herself joined their pack, and as a new member she has to do these tasks. The zebra girl tells Hitomi there is no need to yell or act bossy. Ranka begged them to let her join their pack in the first place. Hitomi still says it isn't right to make Ranka do this much work. Ranka then tells Kazama and Hitomi not to defend her. She chose to join the zebra's pack herself, and she is fine. She is also glad Kazama found a same species pack with Hitomi. This remark makes the zebra girl angry. She thinks Ranka only joined her pack out of pressure and never truly wanted to. Before the zebra girl can remind Ranka of her place, Kazama grabs her hand. The zebra girl gets angry at him, saying he isn't even part of her herd, so why is he interfering? But Kazama's sharp glare scares her, and she instantly kicks Ranka from her pack. Then she turns proudly to Kazama, and brags about being a zebra, a self-proclaimed noble mare flexing her stripes. And other horse girls explain a horse's herd is already seen as attractive and dignified. But she considers even rarer. She calls herself a noble mare because she is not just a horse, but one with stripes, a zebra. In the end, Kazama hits her with the truth. Zebras are not horses. They are basically designer donkeys with stripes. The donkeys nearby get happy, and the zebra girl gets shocked. She claims Kazama is just miking things up to insult her and says he has no proof. She boasts that a noble mare like her can never be from donkey stock. To prove it, Kazama lifts her and shows everyone her tail, which turns out more like a donkey's than a horse's. The donkeys start celebrating. In the end, the zebra girl runs away in shame. Hitomi wipes Ranka's tears. Ranka quietly leaves the place, but later outside the school, Hitomi finds her and offers to be her friend. Just then, the same bears from before appear. Kazama is on his way home when he hears Hitomi scream. He rushes back toward the schoolyard. The bears tell Ranka to step aside. They're tired of honey every day and now want a hot cheek on the menu. They grab Hitomi and push Ranka aside, even mocking her for being her new friend. Just then, Kazama arrives. Ranka attacks one bear, making it drop Hitomi, but then they grab Ranka instead. Kazama tells Hitomi to run, and she quickly escapes. The bears corner Kazama, but he suddenly uses bear spray. He tells Ranka this is their chance to run. But some spray gets in Ranka's eyes too. After she clears them, she thanks Kazama. But the bears slam them both against the wall. Kazama is shocked they recovered so fast. The bear reveals they just washed their faces at a nearby tap. No need for him to act so smart. Before one bear can smash Kazama's face, Ranka's pride as a wolf flares. Wolves are known for their pride, even daring to attack beasts bigger than themselves. She leaps at the bear, but with one punch, it smashes her down. Wolves can only overpower when fighting in packs. The bear starts crushing Kazama, but the school's gym teacher, a T-Rex, steps in. He teaches the bears a lesson and drives them off. It turns out Hitomi is the one who called him. Later, Ranka asks Kazama to join her pack. She's happy but teases that normally she doesn't accept anyone who refuses one time. So Kazama replies, then there's no need to join. But Ranka makes an exception for him. In the end, the three of them form a pack together. To welcome him, Ranka licks Kazama's face, the way wolves and dogs do with their packmates. Hitomi is shocked to see this, but since she's part of the pack too, Ranka does the same to her. A forced girl-on-girl kiss initiation. Later in the club room, Kazama tells Ranka that she will be the boss of the pack, but the club president is Hitomi, and Kazama will be the vice president. If Ranka wants to join the club, she has to pass a cooking test first. Before Ranka can answer, a new girl appears. She tells Ranka she will cook perfectly, shocking everyone who wonder where she even came from. The girl introduces herself as Yukari Komori, a koala. She says she will take the test too because she wants to join the cooking club. Kazama tells her koalas only eat eucalyptus. Komori explains that's true. Her mom feeds her the same thing, morning, noon, and night, and she's sick of eating only one thing her whole life. She wants to try other food. She comes closer and adds that this actually isn't the real reason she wants to join the club. In reality, long ago she ate some food she can't remember anymore. She's been trying to find out what that dish was, so she wants to study cooking to figure it out. Kazama agrees to let her take the test. Right then, Komori suddenly grabs a knife and starts chopping vegetables very professionally, but most of them fall to the floor. She immediately picks them up from the floor and throws them into the pan. Kazama gets angry and yells that she should at least wash them, but she totally ignores him. While cooking, Komori is actually afraid of fire and stands away from the pan. In the end, she finishes her dish, a pasta, which surprises everyone because, after all that mess, she still managed it. When everyone tastes it, they all find it delicious. Hitomi is pleased and welcomes Komori to the club. Kazama is a bit annoyed since he set the test to keep the random crowd out, but he agrees Komori can join as long as Ranka doesn't. Before Ranka's turn, Hitomi tells Kazama to help Ranka with the cooking. Ranka follows all his instructions, but does everything wrong and ruins it, which only makes Kazama angry. Komori then asks why Ranka even wants to join the club. Hitomi says it's probably because Ranka sees herself as the boss. Komori adds that if Ranka joins, she'll steal Hitomi's man, since only Hitomi and Kazama are humans at the school, so she assumed they were together. Hitomi quickly explains she and Kazama are just friends, after which Kazama can't hold back tears. Komori then guesses maybe Kazama and Ranka are an interspecies pair and tells Hitomi she should support them. Kazama finds this nonsense infuriating and decides to kick Komori out of the club. So he tells Ranka she can cook whatever she wants, no need to follow instructions. But when Ranka says she won't be able to make good food, Kazama manipulates her, saying good food is made with love, and to give food a good taste, you only need love, nothing else. Hearing this, Ranka goes crazy with excitement and starts cooking. After wrecking the kitchen, she finally presents the dish. It doesn't look too bad, but the smell is awful. Kazama then tells Komori she has only passed phase 1 of the test. To join the club, it's compulsory to complete phase 2. She must eat the food Ranka made. Because only those who can eat each other's cooking, not picky eaters, can stay in the club. Meanwhile, Ranka grabs a spoonful of her dish and tries to force-feed Kazama, reminding him that he just said everyone has to eat others' food. As Kazama is trying to escape Ranka so he doesn't have to eat the gross food, Komori decides she will eat it so she can join the club. Kazama tries to stop her, but Komori eats it anyway. After one bite, Komori suddenly realizes this is the very dish she ate when she was little, the one she's been searching for. She then recalls that koalas have bacteria in their bodies that let them eat and digest toxic eucalyptus. But baby koalas don't have those bacteria yet, so they eat their mother koala's undigested eucalyptus directly from the feces. Komori is deeply shocked, yet she still eats Ranka's dish. Meanwhile, Kazama is distracted. Ranka takes advantage and shoves a spoon of her cooking into his mouth. Kazama starts vomiting. Komori invites Hitomi to taste it before she finishes it, but Hitomi refuses. Later, Hitomi tells everyone they'll need vegetables for cooking because the club's budget is very low. She suggests asking the gardening club. She heard they were giving away produce grown in their plots. Everyone agrees. Just then, a new girl appears. Komori immediately recognizes her, Nekomari, the Miss Female winner 3 years running. They think she wants to join, but Nekomari says she isn't interested. She just came to watch. As soon as she speaks a few words, Hitomi and Komori become hypnotized and agree to let her stay. Ranka and Kazama are baffled at how quickly they agreed. They go to the gardening club to ask for vegetables. The club president, a boar, says they can't give any because they don't have enough left, and guesses someone is stealing them, since his eyesight is weak. He doesn't realize his 2 underlings are stealing vegetables right in front of him. Komori goes up to the boar president again, starts talking, and asks for vegetables. He softens immediately and tells her to take as much as she wants. Just then, the 2 boars who were stealing the vegetables also show up. They start handing over their vegetables to Komori, also to Nekomari, telling her she can take as much as she wants since the president is basically blind and won't notice. The president snaps and chases after his underlings to punish them. Back at the club, Nekomari helps Hitomi and Komori with the cooking. Hitomi and Komori praise Nekomari for doing a great job. Ranka, watching from the side for a while, gets really annoyed that this girl just showed up. Nekomari then goes to Kazama and asks if Ranka is actually his girlfriend. He immediately says no, which upsets Ranka a little. After that, Nekomari goes to Kazama and touches his knuckle, which surprises him. After that, Nekomari explains that cats say hello like this. She then tells everyone she has a better idea. Forget the cooking club and start a new napping club with her, because cooking is lame. She tries her act again and tries to hypnotize them, but is shocked when Kazama and the others tell her to get lost. They want to keep their club. Nekomari burns with jealousy and leaves. The next day, Ranka rushes in, jumps on Kazama's face, and licks him, saying she's found a new club member. The girls passing by spit on Kazama. When Ranka takes Kazama to meet the new member, Kazama thinks she's a walking corpse. But Ranka says her name is Miyubi, and the moss on her head is her lunch. Kazama immediately realizes she's a sloth. Kazama hasn't seen her around the club because he prefers spending time with Hitomi. Just then, the dinosaur teacher appears outside the window and says that since Miyubi is always in class, Kazama should carry her to her dorm. When Kazama tries to tell the teacher they're not friends at all, the dinosaur teacher threatens Kazama that he will step on him, so Kazama agrees. Kazama carries Miyubi, but because she's very slow, she often overheats and collapses. Since Kazama is in the school hall and can't fetch a gurney, he lifts her onto his shoulders and takes her to her room. Kazama is surprised the room is filled with sports gear. Ranka tells Kazama it's now his duty to carry Miyubi to the club every day. Kazama wants to knock Ranka out, but instead says sloths can only eat about 5 grams a day, so there's no point in her joining the club. Ranka gets angry, says she doesn't need his help and won't talk to him, and starts helping Miyubi herself, because Miyubi said she wants a bath. As soon as Ranka puts Miyubi in the bath, she remembers the soap and runs to get it, telling Kazama to watch her. Miyubi overheats and starts to sink, so Kazama quickly saves her and helps her shower. After he gives her clothes and tries to leave, Miyubi stops him and slowly prepares tea for him as thanks for letting her join the club. Finally, Miyubi tells Kazama that she and Ranka were completely alone, and that later Ranka said she'd found new friends in the club. So Miyubi is very happy about joining. Then the rest of the club idiots return with Ranka and agree to let Miyubi join. Kazama tells Nekomari to stop lurking, come out, and quit acting smart. Nekomari climbs in through the window and pretends she was just passing by, but Kazama knows she wants to join and is just wasting time. She tries to deny it, but Kazama points out her tail was up the whole time, clearly revealing she wants to stay with them. She's lonely, no one pays attention to her, and she sleeps all the time. Nekomari throws a silly tantrum, says she doesn't want friends or to join, and storms off. The next day at the club, they find lots of boxes of vegetables. Hitomi says the boar, the gardening club president, sent them. They cook curry. After eating about 6 grams, Miyubi falls fast asleep, while Komori secretly watches them from outside. A few days later, the school student council president, Miki, announces her new motto in the morning assembly. If anyone is seen doing any indecent acts in school, they will be expelled immediately, because she wants to live by nature's order, not allow shameless behavior in school. Saying this, she leaves. After that, Miki goes to the student council room, which is on a basement level. As soon as she enters, she removes her clothes, because wearing them makes her feel very humiliated and embarrassed. She asks the student council members, who are naked mole rat like her, about the situation of Kazama's cooking club. They show her a video in which they gathered some short information. In the video first, Hitomi runs away from them while they are recording, to hide her human identity. Then they show Miyubi, who after walking, faints on her own. Then they show Komori, who has gone hunting. She is seen catching fish from the river and eating it, and she gives them a proper interview, saying that since childhood, she has eaten only eucalyptus, so now she wants to eat different foods, and that is why she hunts. Finally, when it comes to Nekomari, since she is a cat, they were not able to gather information about her. Miki's real issue is how this clip was even made, and what she actually wants is information on Ranka and Kazama. But her subordinates tell her that if they show her the video of Ranka and Kazama, she'll probably get overly excited. Miki insists on seeing it, so they play the video. Ranka is licking Kazama. Seeing this, Miki is stunned. What on earth is happening? She blushes with shame and collapses to the floor. She then concludes that Kazama is the root of all indecency, and that getting rid of this bastard is the main goal, because she believes he's building an interspecies harem. To erase Kazama from this world, she orders her team to gather evidence. Kazama is spending cooking time with Hitomi while the other members aren't there. As Kazama feels happy about this pleasant moment, Ranka arrives and starts licking him. Kazama stops that and scolds her, so Ranka starts licking Hitomi. Hitomi says not to worry, she's gotten used to it. Then a group of lionesses arrives, looking for Kazama and carry him off. At this, Ranka gets angry and goes feral, seeing them drag off her male partner. In the end, they seat Ranka and take her along. Kazama and Ranka are brought before the king, a lion surrounded by lionesses, enjoying his prime. As soon as Kazama asks why he's been brought here, Ranka keeps interrupting like a fool, saying this king is a lecherous guy, and threatens him that if he wants Kazama, he'll have to fight her. She won't hand over her partner so easily. Kazama finally snaps and tells Ranka to stop her nonsense. The king tells Kazama he's exactly the bastard monkey he expected, then tells Kazama to come with him. He wants to show him something. The lion gives an order. The lionesses, acting like perfect bitches, lift the lion's seat and carry him wherever he commands, leading them along. King takes them to the school ground, where they see an impala, and King tells Kazama he has fallen for this girl. King tells Kazama that he and Ranka are the only ones in the whole school who broke the same species relationship, and are openly doing indecent things at school. Hearing this, Ranka tells Kazama the king is actually a good man and they should help him. Kazama tells them to f*** off and tries to leave. But on the king's order, all the females start beating Kazama. With no choice, he stops and agrees to hear the king out. He tells a story from a few days ago. He was very hungry, while his harem went to the cafeteria to hunt for food. He saw an impala outside the window love at first sight. Kazama immediately says he was just hungry, but the king refuses to accept that. Ranka tells the king to stop the silly detours and talk to the impala directly. The king says he tried multiple times and even sent his harem to speak to her. Kazama gets angry and tells him to go do it himself, which surprises the king. Kazama then wonders how this degenerate even got a harem. The king explains a king has one job: fight other lions for his harem. All the lionesses confirm they're devoted to his strength. But more importantly, she's obsessed with his black mane. Kazama tells the king to go talk to her himself. The king tries to approach the impala, but when she sees his broad, savage face, she gets terrified and runs. He keeps trying different ways to approach her, but because of his shameless behavior, the impala runs away every time. The next day, the king is miserable, and Kazama tells him there's nothing they can do. Just then, other lions arrive and challenge the king. One lion has taken the impala hostage and tells the king to hand over his harem in exchange for her release. The king replies that women aren't objects to be traded and curses him, calling him a disgrace to lions. The other lion justifies himself, saying he's desperate for a harem now, so whatever he does is justified. He summons his fellow lions, and they attack the king. The king takes a solid beating, but when he hears the threat that, after taking his harem, they'll eat the impala, he flies into a rage, goes berserk, and in an instant becomes Super Saiyan 2. He then beats all the lions senseless and leaves them in a terrible state. And the other lion, the one who had captured the impala, threatens the king, "Don't come closer, or he'll kill her." But the king doesn't stop and keeps advancing. The Super Saiyan 2 aura is so intense that the other lion is practically about to wet his pants. The king then tears off his own mane. He tells the lion to release the impala right now. The lionesses say goodbye to the king in a second and leave his harem. But before going, they tell him to call them when his mane grows back. They'll return then. After that, the king apologizes to Impala and tells her he just wanted to talk. The impala is puzzled about what he wants to discuss. When asked, the king gets a bit flustered and asks her to be his partner. The impala apologizes and says she can't be his partner yet because she's not in heat, but she can start as a friend. The king happily agrees. The mole rats film all of this and later show it to Miki. She realizes and concludes that Kazama, the scoundrel, is the root of this chaos, adding other species into his indecencies, and decides to disband the cooking club. She orders the naked mole rats to present Kazama before her in the morning, but the next day the rats report that Kazama flatly refused to their faces because he doesn't want to waste even a second of cooking time with Hitomi. With no choice, Miki puts her clothes back on and decides to go herself. As she walks through the school, she feels extremely humiliated and wonders how others can bear wearing such clothes. To Miki, even other people's clothes feel mosaicked, censored. Suddenly, Nekomari appears. Since these are rats and she's a cat, they naturally clash. The naked mole rat militia forms up in front and tells Miki to go on, sacrificing themselves. When mole rats sense danger, they stand like powerful guards at the mouth of their burrow and simply wait to be eaten. The thug group is caught one by Nekomari, while the other rats escort Miki toward her goal. Cats don't finish such rats to eat, only to play with. At last, Miki reaches the cooking club. The moment she enters, she instantly removes her clothes and calls Kazama a pervert. Kazama is shocked and asks how this pervert even got into the club. Miki accuses Kazama of trying to build a multi-species harem and, to put it bluntly, keep shameless girls around him. Just then, the Lion King walks into the club room and tells Kazama he's here to give him advice on how to handle his harem, confirming Miki's suspicions. Kazama tells the king to take his out before he end up killing him. Before that happens, Miki tells Kazama the club is disbanded. Hitomi then explains, "There's been a misunderstanding. They aren't doing anything like that. It's just a simple cooking club." After hearing Hitomi, Miki agrees not to disband it, but only on the condition that all non-human members are expelled from the club. Just then, the rats arrive and report that Ranka saved them from Nekomari. Nekomari told them she only wanted to play with them. The rats try to convince Miki to change her decision, show some mercy to these poor ones, and crack down on the shameless perverts who walk around in clothes. They add that Ranka joined the club only to make a few friends. Hearing her underling's request, Miki puts her clothes back on and decides not to disband the club out of respect for Ranka, but she will keep monitoring them. The next day, all the lionesses cook food, prepare main grooming tools, and wait for their king. Then remember he's not coming, and the whole harem starts crying. Meanwhile, the king is sitting in the cafeteria, happily enjoying a meal with the impala. Since the king has now left his throne, the school has no ruler. Because of that, a territory war starts over who will become the new ruler of the school, and all the animals fight each other like savages. Kazama is going to school, happy that at least the grass-eating animals are calm and not fighting. But at the same time, Kazama is taking Ranka to school with a leash on. Ranka is happy they're going to school together, but suddenly she realizes he's taking her to school like an animal. Instead of going to school together, it's like he has taken her on a walk. Kazama actually has no interest in taking her to school like that, so he leaves her and goes. In the cooking club room, Kazama wonders why Ranka isn't taking part in the territory war this year. Ranka tells him why she has no interest in such territory wars, because her territory is wherever Kazama's scent is. Kazama and the other club members discuss the current situation, because things usually don't reach this point. And if such a situation does happen at school, then the teachers, who are all dinosaurs, get involved. The situation cools down, and so far, no teacher has gotten involved. Kazama guesses it isn't that serious, so there's no need to worry about the territory issue either. They then discuss another rumor. A student from another school is interested in seizing their school's throne. Day by day, he's defeating their top fighters. They keep finding impact marks, some on the walls, some on the ceiling, and even smashed spots on the floor. And these incidents are getting closer and closer to their school. Ranka says they shouldn't worry and that she'll protect them. But Kazama tells her she lost even to a bear, so how will she protect them from an enemy like this? Ranka gets a bit uneasy and says she'll become strong like her sister and protect them. Ranka says she's from the north, where it's very cold. Before coming to this school, her sister always took care of her. When Ranka felt cold, her sister put her own coat on her. She adds that before she came here, when she told her sister she wanted to form her own mixed species pack, the two of them fought. Meanwhile, outside the club, a wolf group, vice leader Kuma and the female wolf leader, Faral, is watching the club room. Kuma tells Faral that Ranka is in this club, but Faral feels a bit worried that Ranka might not recognize her since it's been a long time since Ranka left home. Faral is actually Ranka's older sister and is here to meet her. Kuma tells her not to worry, just go see her. Through the window, Faral spots Kazuma calling Ranka a stupid bitch. She gets angry, breaks the door, and enters with her whole wolf pack. Faral immediately picks Ranka up. The two sisters get happy and lick each other, which surprises Kazuma that they do this even within family. Komori wonders why Faral is so much bigger than Ranka. Kazuma explains, it's because of Birdman's rule. Animals in cold climates grow larger to maintain body temperature, and in the Faral case, she gave Ranka her coat back then. Faral puts Ranka down and turns her face away. As Kuma approaches, he notices Faral's is crying. Faral explains she always had a height complex, but after what Jin said, she can feel proud of it now. In her joy, Faral turns back and tells Kazuma he's a good chimpanzee. With Komori, they guess Faral is from another school and suspect she came for the territory war. Faral overhears and clarifies she's here for only one reason, to take Ranka back home and invite her to rejoin the pack. Ranka immediately refuses, saying she's already formed a pack with Kazuma, and the two have even exchanged husband and wife vows. Hearing this, Faral angrily lifts Jin. Ranka begs her to let him go, and Faral complies. With no other option, Faral asks Kazuma to join her pack, so Ranka will return as well, since Ranka seems to want to stay very close to Jin. As soon as Faral is about to start licking Kazuma, Ranka stops her and warns that if she does this shameless act with Jin, she will never forgive her. Faral's head spins with anger, and as she moves to punish her, Ranka says if she doesn't leave, she will hate her forever. Hearing this, Faral blanks out, and Kuma has to take her away. The whole wolf pack also retreats. Later, the Impala calls the king and says she needs to focus on her training because the other students are very close to defeating her. Since the king and his distractions never end, she must practice now. She tells the king they shouldn't see each other for a while and then leaves. She shocks the king so much that all the hair of his mane falls out. Meanwhile, Faral slams a bear into a wall and lets him go. A hyena sees this, approaches and challenges Faral, since she's fighting to become the school's ruler. Kuma explains they didn't come to fight for the throne and aren't interested, but the hyena says she doesn't care. Then Faral hears Kazama and Ranka speaking nearby, so she quickly hides. Ranka doesn't see her, and the hyena is left confused about what's going on. Suddenly, some lions surround Kazama and Ranka. They want to break Kazama's spine because they heard he beat Faral, the giant wolf, and her pack and threw them out of his club. They think defeating Kazama and Ranka will be easy and will put them at the top of the school. As they move to attack Ranka, the hyena suddenly jumps in and kicks the lion in the face, while the female hyena's fan club cheers. The hyena girl asks Kazama if it's true he defeated the giant wolf. Ranka immediately steps in front of Kazama to protect him. The hyena mocks Kazama for needing a female to shield him, and an angry Kazama shouts back that she is also a female, shocking everyone since saying that is taboo for this hyena. After that, the hyena asks what made Kazama think she's female. Kazama explains it's simply her face. The hyena decides to leave, saying he won't hurt the weak, and tells Kazama it's because this is what a real man does. Kazama and Ranka then go to the club room, where they find the hyena sniffing Hitomi. Kazama gets angry and tells her to get out. The hyena gets mad when Kazama calls her female, insists he's male, and says she won't leave until Kazama accepts it. Kazama quickly says that, on a second look, she does look male and asks her to leave now, but the hyena thinks she's being mocked. To prove she's male, the hyena crushes an apple with his hands to show strength. Komori then crushes an even larger fruit, surprising him. Next, he asks Miyubi to hold a roof tile so he can break it with a punch, but the tile is heavy and Miyubi faints. Kazama mocks her, saying she claims she wouldn't hurt the weak, yet she just did. Kazama and Komori tell the hyena that showing off strength is old-fashioned, and that, in today's world, it doesn't matter whether someone is male or female. The hyena refuses to accept this. Meanwhile, Miki receives word that a hyena is trying to start a fight in the club room. As student president, she decides to help and to check the video. As soon as they turn on the video, they see the hyena trying to pull her pants down, and Kazama trying to stop it. Miki is so shocked she faints, while the hyena keeps struggling to prove herself to Kazama. Kazama finally explains that even female hyenas have a fake one, and most people can't tell a hyena is a male or a female. This revelation shocks the hyena, who has never actually seen a female body before. Memories hit, everyone kept calling the hyena a girl. The hyena suddenly realizes she really is female, but refuses to accept it and runs away. Outside the club room, Farrell and Komori are watching. Farrell is happy Ronka has found her own pack, but when Kazama calls Ronka stupid bitch again, Farrell gets angry and starts thinking of a way to get rid of this chimpanzee guy. But Komori notices her. Farrell says she only wants to protect Ronka, but Ronka insists she leave. Later at night, the hyena tells her father she thought her whole life that she was male. The father gets surprised as he'd assumed she only wanted to be treated like a male. The father gets happy and says he knew this day would come, then gives her a female school uniform. Her older brother comes in, also happy, saying he expected this too, and even got a hairstylist license. He gives her a new hairstyle. Seeing herself in the mirror, the hyena can't believe she's actually female, then runs off, declaring she's a male. A new special transfer student is coming to visit their school. The school makes lots of preparations, and every club has to do something for her. So they decided to choose the task with lucky draws, and Ronka pulls out hot spring, which is very hard, so the cooking club has to handle it. On the day the new student arrives, Kazama is left alone working on the hot spring, while the others go to meet the newcomer. The new student is an idol panda named Mei, one of the 3 rarest animals. Mei and her manager, Fong Fong, meet the principal and the gym teacher. Fong Fong says they will observe the school for 2 days to check if it's really suitable for Mei. The principal offers her some bamboo leaves as a treat, but when Mei sees they aren't her favorite umbrella bamboo, which she loves to eat, she gets cranky, refuses to eat, and leaves the room. Fong Fong immediately calls and orders umbrella bamboo at the principal's expense. On the first day, Miki is assigned to give Mei a tour of the school, but Mei gets very bored and tells Miki to do something funny, otherwise she'll leave. After discussing it briefly with her naked mole rat, Miki removes her clothes and makes a pun, but Mei has already left. Thinking it would be more fun to tour the school alone, she goes off by herself. First, she meets King, who is looking at the impala. He tells her he used to trim his mane every day, but since he can't meet the impala now, there's no need to cut it. Ignoring him, Mei helps by trimming a good, big portion of his mane and leaves. As she's walking around the school, she suddenly smells panda dumplings, the ones Kazama made in the club room. She goes inside and eats all the dumplings, even taking others' shares, which shocks everyone. At that moment, Mei reveals herself, taking off the lion mane she had on and showing that she's actually a panda. Everyone is shocked. Mei tells Kazama to make her more dumplings and says this is how a panda should be treated. But Kazama doesn't listen, even calls her a stupid panda, ignores her, and kicks her out of the room. Mei is very surprised and realizes that, for the first time in her life, someone has treated her properly. The next day, Mei goes to Kazama again and asks him to make dumplings, but he refuses. Then her manager, Fong Fong, shows Kazama a yellow card for making a rude comment to Mei and says that in their country, he'd be executed for stressing a panda. Kazama says he doesn't care. Ronka then explains that the club decides together what they're going to cook. Later, Mei and Fong Fong give Komori a delicacy made from dried bat waste, which makes her happy, and she starts to like Mei. Then they give Mubi a scooter, so she can move around the school easily. After that, they tell Ronka that Mei's fans will join her pack. Mei's 1/3 billion fans will become part of Ronka's pack. Later, when Kazama comes to the club room, all the members tell him they should make panda dumplings. Kazama immediately realizes that Mei has bought them off, and that these fools sold out in 2 minutes. Even Hitomi says they should make panda dumplings, and Kazama notices she's wearing a very expensive silk panda apron, which surprises him. She showed her true colors too. Fed up, Kazama agrees, but tells Mei she will also help make them. Mei starts helping, but she's annoyed that she has to do this work. In the end, she gets angry and throws the food on the floor. Kazama gets mad and says she must pick it up or there will be no dumplings. Fong Fong moves to pick it up, but Kazama says Mei threw it, so she must be the one to clean it. With no choice, Mei picks everything up, and soon she realizes she has unlocked her new power, which she enjoys, as she looks down and is scolded by Kazama. When they finish making the dumplings, Mei wants to eat them all herself. As she tries them, Kazama tells her today's are tastier because she made them herself. After that, Ranka invites Mei to join the club, but Fang warns her not to, or Kazama won't treat her well every day. Mei starts to enjoy the work and considers joining, but Kazama is against it because he doesn't want a selfish panda like Mei in his club. In the end, Mei decides to enroll in the school and insists on joining the club. Kazama agrees, but says every member must approve, and there's one more member. The next day, Mei goes to meet the club's last member, Nekomari. As soon as she enters, Nekomari is startled. Mei tries to greet her, but Nekomari is aggressive, because house cats don't accept pandas so easily. Kazama says they either have to kick the panda out or make the club comfortable for Nekomari. In the end, they lock Mei in a cage, which she actually enjoys. After Mei goes into the cage, Nekomari feels a bit better. The whole day passes, but Nekomari still doesn't accept Mei, who stays in the cage so Nekomari might accept her. With no choice, they leave Mei in the cage for the night. Late at night, Mei notices Nekomari is still in the room and realizes she looks very beautiful. Mei tells her she will stay in the club no matter what. Of course, whether Nekomari accepts her or not, because she's treated very well everywhere, and this is the first time she actually had fun, she now wants to stay with Kazama. Nekomari remembers how she herself was treated and how it felt, and then she goes out the window. The next day, when Mei wakes up, there's a blanket over her and a naked mole rat beside her. As soon as the rat wakes, it sees the cat there near her and asks Mickey to help save her. Then the club members arrive, and Mei tells them that Nekomari has accepted her. Kazama is surprised, but then says that's enough. Mei must have enjoyed staying in the cage anyway. Nekomari comes into the room, greets Mei, and shows a little affection. Mei still isn't sure whether they're friends or not, and Nekomari leaves the room. Since Nekomari at least doesn't hate her now, everyone invites Mei into the club. Ranka tells Mei that because she is the boss, she'll have to lick to make the invitation. Mei feels embarrassed, but right there she starts licking Kazama, which shocks everyone.